The biggest thing in wrestling over the last year was the retirement of John Cena. But let's be real, is anyone really happy with the way this thing played out? Hell, I'm not even a Cena fan, and I didn't like the way that it went. Now, if you were to ask the WWE and TKO, they would say that the John Cena retirement was a huge success. They shattered gate records, set new records for merchandise sales, and the social media engagement was through the roof. But if you step back and look at the big picture, I think they kind of dropped the ball. We got a lot of moments, but it almost felt like there were times where they were just worried about getting through tonight, getting through this event, and then we'll worry about what's next, instead of really having a plan laid out to carry us through the whole year. You've got the hindsight of knowing this is an end date and we can build up to it. So you want to give the fans the greatest hits, but you also want to set the company up in a way that benefits from Cena leaving and also takes care of the company on the Monday following the final match at Saturday night's main event. Creative is subjective and hindsight is 20/20. Hopefully, when this thing's done, you guys aren't chanting nasty things at me like you did to Triple H after Cena's last match. Now look, we're going to start here at the Royal Rumble. And what's the big goal of Cena here in this final year? Winning the World Championship to break the record, World Championship number 17. It can't be easy. This isn't John Cena of 10 years ago or 15 years ago. There's got to be a struggle that the fans can get behind and really buy into and believe. You've got somebody like Jey Uso, and I love the way that this played out at the Royal Rumble. You've got Uso, who's right on the edge of becoming a potential world champion. He gets the benefit of eliminating Cena, and then Cena comes up short. I like the way that Cena declared that he was going to enter the Elimination Chamber. In that match, Seth Rollins was eliminated, but before he would leave the chamber, he would attack CM Punk, and ultimately, Cena would take advantage of that and win the match. Here in our rebooking, Cena's going to do the right thing, and he's not going to take advantage of it, and he's not going to capitalize on the attack from Seth Rollins. CM Punk, though, doesn't have an issue taking advantage of Cena's kindness. And it is actually CM Punk who defeats John Cena at Elimination Chamber, moving on to WrestleMania, and once again, John Cena comes up short. Because Rollins interfered, Cena's going to do the right thing, and he's going to want a match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And while it isn't versus Cody for the World Championship, it is a high-profile opponent for Cena to have in his final WrestleMania match. And really, Rollins has been one of the best that we've had over the course of the last 12 plus years here in the WWE, and it's a great opponent for Cena in his last WrestleMania. We had our first two PLEs of the year. Cena comes up short here at WrestleMania. He wins in his final WrestleMania match, but the night isn't over yet. What's going on? Who could it be? It's the Beast. We bring Brock back earlier. We have him come out at WrestleMania, the night that the most eyes are on the WWE product. You bring Brock in, you have a huge moment, which is what WWE wants. And we have it on the biggest stage. That sets up Brock and Cena for the final time at Backlash. Now, the interview that Cena did with Cody Rhodes after the last match, one of the things that he mentioned was how WWE was really focused on moments and making moments, and that kind of being kind of the main thing that they were trying to get out of this last year. And if you really look back over the way that the year played out, it kind of makes sense. Like, there were a lot of things that happened, and there really wasn't any rhyme or reason to it. We didn't really get a resolution. In some cases, we didn't really get an explanation. Things just kind of happened, and then we moved on to the next thing. The heel turn and the way that that kind of went down. At the time, a lot of people thought it was the greatest heel turn that we've ever seen in pro wrestling, even bigger than Hogan's turn at Bash at the Beach in '96. The weird way that The Rock was kind of involved, and then that was kind of it. He was gone. No explanation, just moving on to the next thing. Travis Scott at WrestleMania and how bad that thing was. The way that the heel turn just kind of ended on the Friday before SummerSlam. Brock coming out at the end of SummerSlam, that was awesome. But then you have him just completely decimate Cena. And it kind of made it seem like maybe there was going to be one more match between those two, but there wasn't. They just kind of moved on. And then obviously the way that the last match played out, whether it was the choice of Gunther being the opponent or the way the match just kind of ended. I think there would have been a better way to tell some stories. The way that I'm doing this, we're going to have some threads that thread throughout this entire retirement tour. There's ways, again, of hitting the greatest hits, but also maybe furthering some storylines outside of John Cena. Potentially maybe building up some younger talent, but ultimately telling a great story. It's not easy for Cena. Brock has probably been the toughest opponent Cena's had over the course of his career. It shouldn't be easy, but on the way out, there's nothing wrong with having a good back and forth fight. It doesn't need to be kind of an annihilation like we saw with Brock when he defeated Cena. Here we're going to give Cena the win, but it was a tough battle to get to that victory. Again, picks up a little bit of momentum. We got the win at WrestleMania. We got the win here at Backlash against, like I said, the toughest opponent Cena had over the course of his career. But again, still looking for World Championship number 17. At WrestleMania, Jey Uso would defeat Gunther. And here Gunther is with a chair, and John Cena, being the good guy that he is, comes in to save the day, to save Jey Uso. And again, here's Gunther, not really going to appreciate the fact that Cena stuck his nose in his business. And Cena doing what Cena has done over the course of his career, being the good guy, saving the day. Jey, appreciative of what John did, decides that he wants his first title defense to be against John Cena. And Cena, of course, he's not looking for a handout. He wanted to earn it at the Royal Rumble. It didn't happen. He wanted to earn it at Elimination Chamber. Didn't take a shortcut. Didn't take advantage of the Rollins interference. Didn't happen. We had some adversity again. But here's Jey saying, Saturday night's main event, my first title defense should go to you for, number one, helping me out, but also you're the guy that I had to eliminate in the Royal Rumble to earn my opportunity at WrestleMania. Cena finally relents and accepts the match at Saturday night's main event. And here we have Cena's first opportunity in the course of this year to win number 17. And this is huge for Jey Uso because, again, was it a fluke that he defeated Gunther at WrestleMania? Showing a sign of respect here at the start. And then we've got a back and forth. Again, this isn't John Cena 2010. But it's still one of the greats. And you've got somebody like Jay who's not been in this situation before. So it should be a battle. Even if Jay is in a different space right now than Cena is, it shouldn't come easy. It should be a battle. Just like Cena defeating Brock at Backlash, it wasn't easy. The same thing should apply here for Jay as he takes on Cena in his first title defense. Goes for the cover, and that does it. Jey Uso walks out of Saturday night's main event, still the world champion. Again, John Cena is dealt another level of adversity. He comes up short again, and this is where more doubt starts to kind of play into not only Cena's head, but also the fans' heads as well. Here it is. We're not used to seeing Cena have to deal with disappointment like this. Here we go again. Money in the Bank. Cena's in it. Rollins about to climb the ladder and get the briefcase. CM Punk, who did not win the World Championship at WrestleMania, comes in to ruin it for Rollins. And again, Cena doing the right thing, not taking advantage. And Rollins capitalizes on John Cena doing the right thing again and walks out of Money in the Bank with the briefcase. Then we move on to Night of Champions, where we have a #1 contenders match between AJ Styles and John Cena for an opportunity to take on Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam for the WWE World title. Cena gets the win. The rivalry between Cena and AJ was definitely probably one of my favorite rivalries of Cena's career because I'm an AJ guy. Show of respect there between these two as John Cena moves on to SummerSlam with another opportunity. Here he teams up with his SummerSlam opponent, Cody Rhodes, and Jay teaming up with his SummerSlam opponent, the King of the Ring, LA Knight. A little miscommunication there between Cena and Cody. And LA Knight and Jey Uso look to capitalize on those two not being on the same page. Jay picks up the pinfall there, and he and LA Knight with the win. And that takes us to SummerSlam, where John Cena will take on Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Can Cena finally win the elusive 17th world title that he has, at this point, the first 7 months of his final year, has eluded him? And again, we have this at WrestleMania. It was a great match. We kind of stretched it out and brought it here at SummerSlam. Cody with a crossroads goes for the cover. But Cena able to kick out. And then we get a surprise visitor to the ring. It's The Rock. And I'm not going to go too deep into The Rock. Is this carrying on with the Soul storyline, which was really ridiculous? Maybe this was his payback for what went on back at WrestleMania 40. But he shows up. Cena takes advantage. The desperation that Cena had after months of trying to do the right thing on this last run, he finally decides to take the easy way out to become world champion for the 17th time. And again, the heel turn has to make sense. And for me, I always thought it would be great to do it if it comes out of desperation. I thought they did it a little too early at Elimination Chamber. I really did. Because we had one little bit of tough time to get through the Royal Rumble. He takes advantage of Rollins interfering in the Elimination Chamber match after he was eliminated, but I thought the better way to play it out was he keeps trying to do the John Cena thing. He keeps trying to do the right thing, do the right thing, do the right thing, and he just isn't able to get the job done, and eventually it forces him to have to do maybe something he never thought he would have to do, and that's do some heel things to become world champion for the 17th time. He comes out the night after SummerSlam, cuts a promo and says basically all these years he's done all this stuff for the fans, and now this was about doing something for him. It could kind of be in the same vein of what Cena delivered after he turned heel back after the Elimination Chamber. But here he just kind of just says, look, all these years I did stuff for you. This is for me. I'm the world champion. And you could even play up the whole I'm going to walk out and retire with it. And I'll be the last world champion. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Again, we developed a story as to why he would have to turn heel. And it's not just about having a moment. It's about telling a story. And again, the fans, after months of being invested in Cena trying to reach his goal, they then get the carpet kind of pulled out from under them with the Cena heel turn, or maybe they're all on board with it because they feel that he did it for the right reasons. And isn't that really what a heel is? They do things that they feel they're justified in doing. Orton not liking the way that Cena kind of handled himself at SummerSlam, and the fact that he is as close to Cody as he is, comes out and kind of runs Cena down for doing things how he did. Cena would, again, kind of being the cocky heel, would remind Orton that, hey, you've turned on every partner, every friend that you've had over the course of your career. You being the Viper that you are, you've turned on them all, and now you're going to come out and lecture me, preach to me about how I did things. And ultimately it sets up a match between these two because, again, Orton, a huge part of the John Cena story. WWE did give us this match very early on. I believe it, what was it? Maybe even been Backlash we got it. This time it's going to happen at Clash in Paris. Orton and Cena one last time. And of course, Orton looking like he is going to walk out of Paris. Put Cena in his place. And again, we want to have a good back and forth match where there's points where you feel like maybe Orton is going to be the one to put an end to this reign of John Cena. And also feel like maybe Cena, with this new change in attitude, with this heel turn and being able to take advantage of being a heel, using these shortcuts, things kind of maybe get a little bit easier for him because he's not always trying to do the right thing. And because of that, it kind of maybe opens things up a little bit more for Cena, and it's not being reliant on being the babyface, being the good guy. Gets Orton up. Attitude adjustment, hooks the leg. And that does it. John Cena retains at Clash in Paris. But somebody else is not too happy with this new John Cena, and it's R-Truth, Ron Cena, in the house. And this was kind of a fun little thing that WWE did with Truth. I mean, the running gag, Truth is much older than Cena, but the running gag that when Truth was a kid, John Cena was his favorite wrestler, and you play into that. He shows up in Paris, attacks Cena, and that sets up a match between these two at WrestlePalooza. So we get Ron Cena, John Cena. We get a fun little match in there. Again, just like we got at Saturday night's main event, when we got these two, the babyface Truth, the heel John Cena. And again, you want to build a little bit of hope that maybe, even if it's the biggest potential upset you could ever see, you want to make people believe that maybe, just maybe, Truth can pull it off. And he gets so close. He gets so close. We get a 5-knuckle shuffle from Truth. But Cena moves out of the way. And look, I like the again, this is kind of the greatest hits thing. We're going back to the past. And let's be real. Who on the roster would have this sort of reaction to John Cena turning heel, doing the things that he's done, starting at SummerSlam to become the world champion for the 17th time? It would be Truth. And I like how they played into it. I thought it was a fun little story to kind of break things up a little bit. Cena, of course, does retain at WrestlePalooza. And again, Cena coming out. Maybe this is where he makes his declaration that at this point, I'm just going to leave. When I retire, I'm going to be the world champion. I'm the last real world champion that you'll ever see. And he plays that up. And that touches on a little bit of somebody else that said that they were going to leave with the world championship, and somebody that has history with John Cena. Who could that be? CM Punk, another of Cena's big rivals. Punk can come out, maybe cut a promo. Hey, I said the same thing. Yada, yada, yada. But I think one of the big things that he needs to highlight here in this back and forth is the fact that he didn't take advantage of what happened at Elimination Chamber. He didn't take advantage of what happened at Money in the Bank. And as dumb as Punk maybe thinks that is, he at least has some respect for Cena. But the fact that Cena has done what he's done, allowing The Rock to get involved, and everything that's kind of gone into this heel turn, he kind of makes his case. He wants a match against Cena one more time. Cena says, let's do it. Going to take place at Crown Jewel. And again, I said it a lot on a lot of these matches. We're going to the greatest hits. This is the retirement tour. These are the matchups that people want to see. And to be fair, WWE did give us a lot of these matches. We're just doing it in a different way and a different order than they did. And again, we're playing into the history and telling a story. And here's a great story. Seth Rollins, who had maybe one of the greatest Money in the Bank cash-ins back at WrestleMania 31. He does it again. But let's look at the thread that we have weaved throughout this story. You're taking two current superstars that are on the roster that have a feud between each other, with Punk and Rollins. You work the Cena factor in at Elimination Chamber, at Money in the Bank. Here, Rollins, with a curb stomp, pins CM Punk to become the world champion. The world title reign of John Cena comes to an end at Crown Jewel as Seth Rollins cashes in. And again, we have this thread of this current WWE storyline woven throughout the John Cena retirement tour, and it pays off here at Crown Jewel. It's not just about the retirement tour. You want to use Cena's involvement to help elevate other stories and rivalries on the show. Cena comes out on Raw, and he's going to use this promo to essentially apologize to the WWE Universe. Say, look, guys, I got desperate. I tried to do the right thing at the beginning of the year, and I just couldn't get the job done. I had an opportunity at SummerSlam. I took it. I won the 17th. But I want to come out here and apologize to you. This is not how I've done things over the course of my career. I just want to say that I'm sorry. And in the midst of that, The Rock, not really happy with how Cena is coming out here. He felt like he came out. He helped Cena. And then now that Cena is no longer the world champion, he's out here begging for forgiveness from the fans. And that doesn't sit well with the final boss. He thought that Cena was smarter than that. After all these years of doing all these things for the people, he finally did something for himself. And then now here he is back begging for the fans' approval. The Rock wants Cena one more time. This time at Survivor Series. And Cena accepts the challenge. And we get Rock and Cena 3. This is the rubber match. They had back-to-back main events at WrestleMania. And here, as we're coming up on the end for John Cena. He's only got a few more appearances to go. We get a huge blockbuster match here at Survivor Series. And this feud that happened over a decade ago, you know, it was when The Rock came back from Hollywood. And Cena, again, I've never been a Cena fan, but I think some of the best work he's done was some of those promos he did against The Rock. They were great. And it was a great long-term story that played out really over 3 WrestleManias. And, you know, it started the WrestleMania in Atlanta. Then the next year in Miami, where Rock won. And then WrestleMania in New York, which was, I guess that's what? WrestleMania 27, 28, and 29. In the midst of this one, it's a back-and-forth match. There's Gunther. We remember Gunther. Remember after Backlash? He was going to attack Jey Uso with a chair. Cena would come in and save the day. And Gunther, again, we've got another creative thread that has played out over the course of this retirement tour. Gunther comes in, costs Cena in his match with The Rock here at Survivor Series. Cena gets on the mic and he says, I've got one more match left. Saturday night's main event, Washington, D.C. And he wants the Ring General as his final opponent. Again, there's a reason for it. Cena stuck his nose in Gunther's business months back. Gunther got a little bit of payback here at Survivor Series by costing Cena in his match versus The Rock. There's a reason for this final match. We planted the seed early on, and now we're seeing it come to fruition here. There's a reason for the fans to care about Cena and Gunther in John Cena's final match, Washington, D.C., at Saturday night's main event. We have made it to the end. I know a lot of you did not like this opponent for John Cena, and you definitely didn't like the way that the match ended. But here we are. It's the final night. How do we send John Cena off into the sunset for the final time? Again, there's a lot of talk about time-honored tradition and all these things. I kind of think it's all bullshit. I do. I think there's a way that you honor the business, but also celebrate a guy that is really on another level from almost anybody else in history. It just is. And this is coming from somebody that is not a John Cena fan. But here we are. We're getting ready. John Cena, Gunther. Cena's in the ring. He's ready. And now we are just waiting for Gunther. His music hits. Cena is ready. Charles Robinson is ready. Gunther is not. Edge is back, and he has taken out Gunther. He is going to be John Cena's final opponent, the greatest rival in John Cena's career. Edge is back. Now, some of you may be going, but Mike, Edge is under contract to AEW. Yeah, he is. But in this scenario, I am the chief content officer of the WWE. I am in the Triple H seat. I'm picking up the phone, and I'm calling Tony Khan. It's not uncommon that these two companies have worked together in the past. We saw Chris Jericho appear on Stone Cold's WWE Network podcast. You want Edge to be here in Cena's last match. What would it be that AEW wants? Well, not that long ago, you released Andrade. Tony Khan quickly signed Andrade and had him appear on AEW TV. Clearly, Tony Khan wants Andrade back. So here's what you do. You ask for Edge, and if they're willing to let Edge appear here in John Cena's last match, you say, look, you guys clearly want Andrade. We don't want him anymore. He is under this weird 1 year no compete. Here's what we'll do. You allow Adam Copeland, you allow Edge to appear and be John Cena's final opponent. We will get rid of Andrade's 1 year no compete, and he is free to work for AEW right now going forward. I think that's a deal that Tony probably would have made. Because regardless of who is signed where, it's not about a WWE guy and an AEW guy. It's about two rivals coming together for the last time. And it's going to be a great match. You're going to tell a great story in the ring. And I know for a lot of people, you may be going, John Cena in good match. There's a way to tell stories. It's not just about the moves or anything like that. It's about the whole package. It's not like Cena is just easily going to pick up a win here. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. But ultimately, it's not about time-honored tradition. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about sending a sold-out arena who is there for the sole purpose of seeing John Cena in the ring for the last time. It's sending them home happy. That's a belief that WWE held for a lot of years, and sometimes to the detriment of maybe going in a different direction. and having the good guy lose at the end of WrestleMania or SummerSlam or anything like that. You've got a big part of the fan base that has been invested in John Cena since the very beginning. And over the last 12 months, we've taken fans on a ride to get even more people invested in the retirement of John Cena. So we're going to give the people what they want one more time. And that's a John Cena win in his final match against his greatest rival. So how would you have booked John Cena's retirement tour? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button with an attitude adjustment. Smash the thumbs up button with a 5-knuckle shuffle. And if you didn't like the way that I booked John Cena's retirement tour, I guess you can always STF you.